Hello, everyone. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover, and we are back. We got another movie from the Poison Ivy collection here. Today, we're going to talk about number two, Poison Ivy 2, Lily. Um, okay, the movie Embrace of the Vampire comes out. It's like, okay, it's, big, well known. Well, not like a gigantic blockbuster hit, but, it comes out. It's very well known because, Alyssa Milano, she's, naked and, beautiful and gorgeous and luscious and everything else, doing plenty of nude scenes and, sex scenes and stuff like that in this movie. And, so, they decide, like I said in the Poison Ivy video, the movie first came out. It was not a hit. Didn't do very well at the box office, but it was one of those movies that over time it made a lot more money on, video and, VHS and cable and stuff like that, that a couple of years later they decided to make a sequel to it. So you get back Alyssa Milano and you team her up with the director of Embrace of the Vampire, and you think you're going to get this really, wonderful sexual thriller and stuff like that, and everything else. Not really. I'm going to be honest with you. The movie is, I got to admit, I still haven't seen the fourth movie in this set yet, but honestly, it's like out of this whole set, personally, just my opinion, I feel that, yeah, this is definitely the weakest one of the trilogy, at least. I've seen one, two, and three. I just haven't seen the fourth one yet. So once I get done watching that one, I could tell you. But yeah, I got to be honest. It's like if you really want to see Alyssa Milano in all her beautiful glory, if that's what you're going into this for, you're like, I want to see Alyssa Milano nude. I want to see her looking beautiful and sexy and gorgeous and everything else. I got to be honest with you. This really is the movie that you need. This is the one you got to watch because this movie here, while she is nude in a couple of scenes, it's not really anything, and it's brief. It's over quickly. So yeah, I mean, just so anyway, I just found a nice picture of Alyssa Milano here. I thought maybe let's see here. Yeah, I just found a nice picture of Alyssa Milano here. I thought maybe people would like to see, but anyway, getting into the story, yeah, the movie, Alyssa Milano stars as Lily, and she's going to this, new school. Basically, it's like a college art school type of thing, and she's going there and she's studying to be an artist and everything else. And she meets her professor, and the professor is played by Xander Berkley, who the guy is so good at playing probably the biggest scumbag you've ever seen in your entire life. I mean, it's like, him from, you know him as Gabriel, or not Gabriel, Gregory on The Walking Dead. He plays such a fucking scumbag on that show. And he played Trevor, Virginia Madsen's, scummy husband in Candyman. He's been in a lot of other movies too. And in this movie too, he plays another scummy character, and he starts off kind of like as a kind of hard ass college professor and stuff like that, and so he's teaching her and all this other kind of stuff. Well, it turns out that somehow Ivy, Drew Barrymore's character from the first movie, apparently left a diary here. Apparently she went to this art school too or something, but she left a diary behind, and Lily finds it, and she starts reading the diary, and it's almost like it's weird because it's almost like she's becoming possessed by Ivy. And Ivy's talking about all the things she did, all the wild stuff she did, like going out drinking and smoking and picking up boys and all this other kind of stuff. And so Lily, she ends up meeting this young man who's, he's at this going to this school too, and he's a sculptor. And they start falling in love, and they end up having a relationship and stuff. And it's, you get some sexual charge out of it and stuff like that, but the sex scenes are very uninspired. You could tell, like, while in Embrace of the Vampire, Alyssa Milano was, she had no problems doing the nudity in that movie. You could tell she's already starting to cover up in this movie. And while you do see some stuff, it's very held back, I mean, compared to Embrace of the Vampire. Embrace of the Vampire, she was pretty more explicit in that movie than in this movie. But Yeah. But she's kind of like, more her wild side is coming out, and she's becoming more aggressive and kind of like coming out of her shell and stuff by reading Ivy's diary and stuff like that. But then things start kind of taking a turn for the worse because Xander Berkley, his character, wants Lily to pose for him, and so he can paint her, which she does and everything else. She starts posing for him and stuff. Well, the problem is like even though he's married and has a child, he starts becoming obsessed with Lily. And the thing is, though, is like I mean, yeah, you could understand why a man would become obsessed with Alyssa Milano. That's not hard to do, but at the same time, though, I mean, if you see the woman who plays his wife in the movie, his wife is very gorgeous. She's a very beautiful woman. So I mean, there's not really any reason for him to want to dump his wife, but he does. He becomes very obsessed with her, and he wants to basically he wants to throw it all away so that he could have Lily. And Lily is more interested in, she's like, no, I'll be friends with you, even though he's like trying to seduce her. At one point, he's even trying to go down on her and stuff like that. But she's, basically like, no, I'll be friends with you and stuff like that. But no, I'm with this guy. This guy's my boyfriend. I'm going to stay with him. Um, and so at one point, they invite her over to their house for dinner, but she goes ahead, she brings her boyfriend along, which I think doesn't sit very well with Xander Berkeley's character. And so, at one point, they're putting Lily goes with him to put the daughter to bed, and while they're heading back, he pins her into the hallway and tries to attack her and stuff, and she's begging him to stop. She's pleading with him to stop and everything else. And the daughter sees her and sees that he's attacking her and stuff, and she runs out. And the wife catches him, her boyfriend catches him, and all this other kind of stuff. And the boyfriend is he's kind of a ditz in this movie. He doesn't seem like he really gets it. I mean, he seems like he's like ready to give up too easy. It seems like to me. It's like rather than it's like he finds that she's been reading Ivy's diary and stuff, and he's ready to run out the door for that. I mean, it's clear that Xander Berkeley's character was attacking her, and everybody saw it, and she's even crying, and she's pleading for him to stop and to leave her alone and all this other kind of stuff and everything else. But he's ready to run off on her again because this guy attacked her. I mean, it just seemed like the guy just seems like he's always willing to give up just too damn easy. He's always willing to drop her in a heartbeat. And basically, at the end of the movie, well, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, though, so Lily, she realizes like the damage that she's doing and stuff like that, even though she's not really doing any damage. I mean, all she's doing is existing. I mean, she's not encouraging this guy. I mean, she poses, yeah, she poses for him, but she's not like doing anything to like instigate that she wants anything more from him. She's not doing that. He's taking it that she wants more from him. And he's taking it that she's obsessed. She is as obsessed with him as he is with her. And so she runs away and she goes home and she takes a shower and stuff, and she's kind of like, fuck all this shit. I'm not reading Ivy's diary anymore. I'm going back to being who I was before and everything else. And like I said, this guy, her boyfriend, he comes in and just kind of, mumbles and, you know, basically wants to call her a slut in so many words. And she's trying to explain to him, but he doesn't want to hear about it. So he just, kind of like, yeah, you suck. I'm leaving you and everything, which seems like that's all this guy ever wants to freaking do is leave her. So he walks out the door, turns around, Alexander Berkeley standing there, smashes him in the head. So, Lily, she's sitting there, and Xander Berkeley, his character comes in and he's, going on and on about how he's obsessed with her and he needs her. He's got to have her, all this other kind of stuff. And, so the boyfriend comes in, they fight and everything else. And there's this young Asian man. He's, always playing what's it, like a, what do they call it? Not a violin, but, it's like a big, it's kind of like a giant violin kind of a thing. I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry. I'm not I'm not a music expert really. So anyway, so they're all fighting and stuff like that, and she's trying to get away and everything else, and they get to the roof and all this other kind of stuff, and she's all like, I'm sorry for whatever happened. I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean to cause any problems for you or your family or any of that kind of stuff. And he's just going on about he's got to have her and everything else, and he can't live without her and all this stuff, and he he's about to fall off the roof, and the boyfriend comes, pulls her away, and he falls. Xander Berkley falls to his death and everything else. And she's, kind of like, leave me alone, and all this stuff. And the boyfriend just kind of like, moo. It just seems funny because now he's all like, moo, no, I don't want to leave her. It's all like, you spent the entire movie, seeming like you want to leave her at any second. So now, all of a sudden, now you want to be with her. Anyway, so then, the next day, he's out, he's welding, he's a sculptor, and he's, welding a sculpture and stuff together. And she comes out, and they talk, and basically they reconcile, and they start to make love, and you don't even see it. It's like they just lay down and start to kiss and stuff, and the camera pulls up, and you see like a shot of the city, which I guess it's just LA, but, and then the movie ends. But I mean, this movie, okay, all right, erotic thriller. Okay, this movie, very, very light on the erotic, more heavy on the thriller. I mean, the movie does have a thriller aspect to it. It does have some scenes that, it does try to generate some suspense and everything else. It does try to have some atmosphere to it. I'll give it that. Um, like the part where Xander Berkeley's coming to get her and everything else, and taking out the boyfriend. You do kind of realize there's a little bit of dread there, but honestly, out of the entire set of movies on this thing, this probably is the most uninspired one so far. Like I said, I still got to see number 4, but number 2, yeah, this movie is. I have to admit, it's a little bit of a slog to sit through. It's like I said, it's not too bad. It's just more, if you're going into it for the erotic aspect, you're going to be pretty much let down. And like I said before, I mean, if you want, Alyssa Milano and erotic and everything else, this really is the movie you need. You'd be much better. And, if your whole goal is you just want to see Alyssa Milano nude, you really would be much better just going after this movie. This is the one you want. This one here, and not so much. While you do get to see some stuff, it's just not. It's very uninspired, and but but yeah, I mean, if your goal is you want to see a good thriller, if you're not interested in the erotic aspect of it, it's like it's not great, but I mean, you could do a lot worse. So anyway, but yeah, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up. We talked about Poison Ivy 2, Lily. In all retrospect, I really, out of this set, it's kind of like the one I would least recommend. Just over. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's just yeah. If Alyssa Milano, this kind of really is the one you want. You're gonna want this one instead. So anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. Yeah, we talked about Poison Ivy 2, Lily. Yeah, kind of the weaker one in the series. Anyway, if anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I'm sorry my review wasn't a whole lot more, exciting, but it's just, unfortunately when, the movie doesn't really inspire you, you don't really make the most exciting review. But anyway, though, like I said, if anybody took the time to watch this, I appreciate you for doing it. I thank you for doing it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like the video, please like and subscribe. And this is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover. And before too long, don't go too far away, because we're going to be doing part 3, the new seduction. We'll be doing that one here soon. So have a good day. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.